Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is Anna. I'm going to share a project with you guys. It is a tutorial, and I have made a gift box for Mother's Day, and I'll show you what I've used during the tutorial. So I've made the box. I did get an SVG file from Dreaming Tree, and I just thought this was so pretty. I like the shape, I like the size. It's a really, it's a really good size. So I used the pattern paper and some solid paper. So what I have done is I have put a double row of pearls on the top and then on the bottom as well, and then I use this trim to lace around the box itself, the middle of the box, and this is just a button that I put on there, and that's all I did to the box itself. I just thought that was so pretty, just like that, so I didn't bother to put anything else on the box. Now for the lid, I did put a finial. I painted it green. I put it right here in the center. And then this finial actually has a hole on the top, so I just glued a small resin rose on there. And I used 2 roses from my design team package along with the leaves. And then I just made a double bow, and I put a cluster of stamen right here. And then I put some flowers on this side, and I put 2 of the rolled roses that I was sent in a swap, and I know I shared those with you. And then right here, I just put a small dollop of glossy accents, and I put some seedlings, just right there, just because I felt like that spot right there was a little too bare. And then I sprayed the lid with some Tim Holtz Distress Spray Stain, and that one was in Speckled Egg. And I didn't spray the box, I just wanted the lid. And honestly, it didn't quite turn out the way I wanted it. I was going to do paint, and then I just grabbed the stain because it was quicker. But overall, it is what it is. It's not too bad, so I am still happy with the turnout of my project. I do like how this rose and this rose look with the green splatter on there. And then this lid opens. It doesn't lift off this way. It opens this way. So that is the inside of the it's called a jewelry box. So that is the inside of my box. And in the tutorial, guys, I had told you I was not going to put a magnet here, but I lied. I did put a magnet. There is a magnet under here, and then there is this one on the lid. In the video, I lied. I used a magnet. It's strong enough to hold it closed while it's empty. I doubt that it would stay closed if it's filled, but I don't know what will be stored in here after the gift is taken out, so I still didn't want it to just open on its own. Okay everyone, let me go ahead and start the tutorial and share with you how I have made this box. It is so pretty, guys. I just love it. I think I'm gonna make another one for me because I really like it. I love that shape. Okay guys, let's go on and start this tutorial so you can see how it was made. So the SVG file that I'm using comes from Dreaming Tree, and I'll link it in the description box. They always come with instructions or a little guide of what you need, what's going to be in your file that you're going to need for your project. I didn't cut everything out because I won't be using everything, so I didn't cut everything out. So this is a very helpful guide, and this is what we are going to make today. I've already pre-cut and folded all my score line. I am going to be using the Mente Graceful for this. This is such a pretty paper pad from Minte. And for the base color, I'm going to use snow cone. So the first thing I'm going to do is put together the actual box, and I have pre-glued all my mats on here that I'm going to need. These are going to be glued right here, one behind the other like that, and then the last one will be glued to the other end. But on these, I did not glue the, I'm missing a piece. Here it is. So on your pieces, one is a little bit thicker than the other, a little bit wider. So your wider one goes on the top, okay? And we're not gonna glue this one on just yet because I believe there's another piece. When we put the lid on, I believe there's a piece that goes under this, so we're not going to glue this one on there. But I will glue this one and then the bottom piece. This one right here. I think it goes this way. And then on your pieces, they have little lines, tiny little lines where you can line up your matting piece right there, and it is exactly where it should be. If you line those little, where your pieces with those tiny lines that are scored in there or cut in there, and your piece will line up perfectly. So like I said, I've already done these. So I'm going to just glue this one and then the middle one together, and then I will glue the entire thing together. So it doesn't matter which piece you start with first. I'm going to glue this one right up to the score line right there without going over. Okay, and I'm going to glue all 4 pieces together this way. Okay, without going over the score line, making sure that these lines right here line up, these score marks. So I'm just going to put glue on here. And I'm going to line these up this way. Here we go. It's good right there. So I'm going to glue all 4 together. Okay guys, I have glued my 4 pieces together, and again, this is my top. So I'm going to join all 4 pieces in the center, and what I'm going to do is put something at the bottom so I don't get glue on my project. So I'm going to put glue on this tab, close it, and then just join the 2. Sorry, I had to get my mat. Okay, so put some glue on here, and I want to make sure it's fully covered because I don't want this coming apart, and I want to make sure my lines are connected the right way. And this is going to fold down this way, and we are going to glue these tabs down to the inside of each corner like this. And this is a really sizable box, so it's a really good size. And then I'm going to flip it over and glue these tabs in as well. Okay, so let's start gluing those tabs in, making sure that they line up. Okay, and I'm just going to continue to glue the corners on both sides, top and bottom. Guys, I have glued all my tabs together to form the box. Now, if you remember, this is the top, so I'm going to flip it over on the bottom, and in your file you will have cut out 2 squares, and this is the liner for the bottom. So I am going to glue this down, and I am going to start just gluing the bottom. There we go, like that. I'm going to start with 1 tab and make sure it's adhered properly before I go on to the next 3. Let me put my bottom piece on there. Okay, now I will put glue on the remaining tabs. Oh, this one came apart on me. I pulled a little too soon. Let me push that back down. Make sure I get it on there evenly. Hold it there for a second. And then I'm going to flip it over and push down on the tabs and make sure that they adhere well. And there we go. So that is the bottom. Okay, I'm going to set this aside, and I am going to work on the lid and the base. So we have 2 pieces that look like this. Okay, one is a little thicker than the other, and you can see right here that one is a little, it might be a little hard to see, but one is a little thicker than the other. So the thicker one is your lid and the thinner one is your base. And these we simply put together by gluing the tabs right here on each corner. We're going to glue those tabs down, and we're going to form a box. So let me start by gluing this tab down, making sure that it's even. So I have my square formed, my box. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue on these tabs right here. I'm going to bring my lid down and close it. And this is going to be the base because it's the thinner one. All right, so that is going to go glued to the bottom of my box. That's the base. So let me let that dry, and I am going to work on the lid. The lid we put together the same way. Okay, so I have my bottom, which is thinner, and my lid, which is thicker, and we need to glue, or I need to glue my bottom to the bottom of my box. It's gonna go this way. Okay, so I need to put glue on my bottom. It really doesn't matter if you put it on your bottom base or your bottom of the box. As long as you get that glue on there. And I am being very generous with my glue because I am marrying two pieces, and I just want to make sure they stay together forever and ever. Okay, that seems like it is grabbing nicely. I'm gonna push that down for a little bit. Now the other piece, we have a liner, which is this one, and we are going to glue that to the bottom of our box, just to line the inside and make it look nice and pretty. So let me put glue on this. All right, there is that. Okay, so before we put our lid on there, we need to put this little piece right here on the top. We're going to glue the entire thing down because this is going to give it that really pretty finished look. So I am going to start with the back of my, where the hinge is going to go. And I'm actually going to flip it over to where I can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to glue that down. making sure I line it up with that score line. And now I'm going to make sure that it is glued down nicely. Okay. Now I'm going to lift that up, and I'm going to put glue on the remaining tabs and then push it down and glue it all the way around. I have my, little frame, my wall up on my box. This is the part where my lid is going to flip open. So that is where my hinge comes in. This is my hinge. I'm going to attach this hinge to the box. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to attach the hinge to the box, and then I'm going to attach the bottom hinge to the box as well. And then this will open and close the box. Okay, hope that makes sense. This is going to go on the back side like that. Okay, that way. It'll open this way. Okay, so let's do that. So let me put some glue on my lid. I'm going to spread it just to make sure it goes on there nice and even. So I have the hinge on there. I am going to put glue on the hinge. And guys, I want you to know I did cut this a little bit because I want my pattern paper to cover the connection. He doesn't, in the tutorial, it doesn't tell you to do that. That's just me. You know me. I always have to make some kind of alteration myself to my liking. There we go. So I am going to place it down first. Okay, my lid has dried, or the hinge on my lid has dried, and there we go. There is our lid. Now I need to go ahead and glue this piece onto the back to complete my outside of the box. And that, my friends, is almost done. So I had cut out a decorative panel for my front, which is this right here, and I don't remember if it goes this way. There we go. Okay, let me glue that down. Isn't that pretty? Now at this point, you can if you cut out all your elements, your other elements, you would go ahead and start gluing those down. But like I said, I didn't, like these are the little lace pieces that go around the box. I was not going to do that to mine. I was going to use actual lace, some kind of trim. And you know what, guys, if I had thought about it sooner, I don't think it needs it, but yeah, I don't think it needs it. I thought about putting a magnet under this lip right here, and then putting the disc on this side and having it make that connection so it would stay closed and not open up. But honestly, I don't think it needs it. So I'm not going to do that. But you could, if you wanted to, if you thought about it beforehand, you can put a magnet under, when you're assembling the box, you could put it under this part right here, and then you can put a magnet under here and it would close with a magnet. That would be great. But anyway, all that's left to do is to decorate it. It is a big size, guys. Let me tell you what size this is. It is 6 by 4.5 or so, almost. But that is so pretty. Look at that. I'm going to fill this up with a little something for my mother, and I am going to give it to her for Mother's Day. So I'm going to decorate it. That's all that's left to do. And that is actually pretty simple to put together. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I will talk to you later in the next video, and y'all have a great day. Thanks a lot, guys.